Hey, there's no shame in trying things that people ain't never tried before.
People often claim regional and national pride are stupid. Why would you care more about where you were born and who you're around by chance? Although individuals have no choice where they're born or to whom, countries do matter collectively and make sense organizationally. They are certainly not arbitrary. Countries are not established high up to piss law and culture down on people. In fact, they rise from people and their regions. But let me explain. Countries and borders are imaginary. They are abstractions. Outside America and McDonald's, a country cannot physically manifest. People create them in two ways. The first being regionally developed culture and necessity. For example, take Alaska. It's not a country, but it is an extremely harsh environment. What they wear, what they look like, and how they act will collectively develop over generations. Not just from some country, some borders, telling them how to act, but because they must act in a certain way to exist in that region. Regional problems and resources into survival, into luxury, into our next point, warfare. There either are not enough resources, or people disagree about how things should be run. This is when values develop. This is also when traditional borders develop, either through conflict or discussion. Different takes on the same region fought through. But Skimmerlit, that's all good and well, but why does this matter to individuals? Well, boy, I don't know about you, but when I was born in this area with these problems and these resources. Two people who were born in this area with these problems and these resources among people born in this area with these problems and these resources. Now, odds are you aren't immigrating immediately. So these are worth paying attention to you so you can live better. And even if you do immigrate, like my grandfather did, then you adapt to the new country and the new culture and these people and these problems and these resources so you can live better there in that region. But Skimmerlit! We live in the internet age, the globalization age, where everything is the same everywhere. Countries run the show and we're too stupid. We are too stupid to make our own decisions. So we follow what an executive says, or a government expert says, because we are too fucking stupid to think for ourselves. So, why does it matter? We all face the same problems today. Well, regionally, you are absolutely right. Most of us live in urban or suburban areas, and if you live in a rural area, and you're not a farmer living on Uncle Sam's delicious, subsidized cummies, you're about to live in an urban or suburban area, because eminent domain is really great. But that's when we get into the second way countries are created. Post-regional development, baby. You may notice I glanced over something important when discussing warfare, beyond ideology and scarcity. Greed. Humans are greedy little bastards. And when governments are seizing land and law and making an empire, I mean union, corporations are seizing economic control through monopolies, working with governments, making regional culture and countries not obsolete, but beaten. When people under those systems can't take it anymore and cannot exact change, they leave, if they can. That is when countries are ideologically organized and founded. with regional cultures, even countries, developing afterwards in its wake. Alright, that's all good and well, but why does that matter? Because if you, as an individual, dislike your region, your resources, or your problems, or your regime, you can organize and go and make something or take something. You aren't stuck. And although we live in a digital world, a global world, the internet age, you still exist and live physically, as does everyone else, I think. I hope. I hope. Even if you try to remove borders, they will still develop naturally because of different regions. Now, how do you beat that? Well, you just impose more. You make everything more suburban or urban. But then people are going to get sick of that, and then they're going to go somewhere else, or they're going to fight, and then regions and borders come back. Or maybe they don't. Maybe you impose yourself, your ideas, your laws, your faceless, nameless regions everywhere and on everyone. And after a few generations, regions are phased out. Countries are phased out. I don't know. It could happen. I sure as heck don't want it to. Everyone's evil, but I'd like as many flavors of evil to flourish as possible, so no one evil takes over. So, in summary, not only do countries occur naturally, but destroying them also destroys individuality, cultures, beauty, what little there is. And when you think about it, you aren't actually destroying countries, are you? You're just making one big old country for the aliens to come along and go, hey, look at this little country right here full of shitheads who think they own everything. But what do you think, boys? Do you agree, or am I full of shit? Even if you do destroy borders and get all of Earth together into one nameless, faceless thing, what happens when aliens come along who live and think fundamentally different from us, and you can't impose your shitty ideas on them? Do you destroy them to reinstate harmony? Or do you accept the fact that we can't coexist because we think differently? I don't know, boys. My IQ isn't high enough to orchestrate the universe. So we're gonna rippity wrap this bad boy up right here. I hope you enjoyed watching, because I certainly enjoyed making it. And I did. I've been wanting to make a video about countries for a while. I like countries. I like my country quite a lot. Like if you enjoyed, because I think that helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't, because we do this shit sometimes. And comment your thoughts, because I love hearing from you. And I do. This is a pretty good topic, I think. I think being wrong or having problems with what you think is okay. And I look forward to doing this with you guys again in the future.